Hello, my people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your location. Abịakwa m ọzọ taa o, abụ m nwanne unu nwanyị Betty Ford. Ọ ga-amalụ nwoke ma malụ nwanyị mma. Ọ ga-amalụ anyị mma na-eke olie afọ nkwọ. Ife anyị tinyere aka ga na-aga n'iru. Aka na-ekwukwa maka Biafra. Ndị be anyị ka nkene Chukwu. Chineke onye kele ụwa. Okike abịa ma agbakwula ezuru ike echeta obesie ike. Ekene m gị taa. Na-aja gị mma maka ọdịnamma idobele ụmụnne anyị. Rapụgodu fandụ ka fa na-efe Chukwu na-ebuni afa gị elu. Biko chedola anyị onye ndu anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na isi nwa eze ada atọ na mba. Chedokwala ya wa Prime Minister mma eji gbuo agụ Maazị Simon Ekpa the Dragon. Chedo ụmụ Biafra niile ise. Ndị be anyị, fire is on the mountain. Real fire on the mountain. Ife mbịala iwetelu unu taa bụ ife kpatalụ na ego niile ndị be anyị na-azụ afịa na-etinye na bank. Echi taa asị unu na amenyezi mmadụ karịa 500,000. Nwanne echi asị gị kwụọ ụgwọ before enye ya ego na bank. Ego ịtala afụfụ wee kpata. It is terrible. What I am here today to let you people know is the reason why we want to leave the zoo. Nigeria, the contraption. We are not signatory to that country at all, and we cannot continue to be with them. So whatever we see going on in Nigeria, we will bring it to the world to know that Nigeria is a failed country. Nigeria is in coma and cannot be revived. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is dragging everybody down. There's a man, the chairman of NDIC. He said that NDIC is an agency which is responsible, they are independent agency looking after banks and their activities, especially central bank. So this man was trying to say that a lot atrocities, crime, deception is going on in that NDIC. And it is the Kabals that is causing this. He said, I will speak. I will no longer hide this. That Tinu Ahmed Bola Ashiwaju can never control these people. They have a book called Their Own Little Constitution that contains the law, that governs this entity. They went and removed all the powers that the president has to control them. You people know that as recent as October, November last year, 2023, that a man called Godwin Emefiele had a huge problem. My people, because they know that we are businessmen and women, they want to use economic jihad to stifle the businesses of our people. On the other hand, they want to use this very entity to incubate all this money that the terrorists that abduct people, kidnap them, and demand for ransom. They will recycle the money as much as they wish to buy weapons to continue sponsoring Boko Haram. When we are talking about Nigeria, it's not as if we have come to praise Nigeria. No! We are not praising Nigeria. Our people are still trapped there. Many Biafrans are businessmen and women. So my people, Let me leave this video to play so that you will hear it from the horse's mouth. Their chairman, he is there crying out for help, telling all heads in various departments in Nigeria should speak up, that these cabals are doing everything humanly possible to break Nigeria down because they are sponsoring the terrorists. My people, you all can cast your mind back to when the wife of the late President Buhari was shouting that the cabals are trying to take over the position of her husband. My people, this is terrible. Our people are still there. Until Biafra comes, we will continue to talk about Nigeria for the world to know what we are going through. Please, my people, listen to the video.
Nigerians, I will speak, even if today is the last day I will spend in this world. I want you to know that the battle Asiwaju is fighting to rid this country of endemic corruption is a battle that cannot be left in his hand alone. Every head of parastatals in Nigeria must stand up to let him know the rot in your own establishment. I tell you, NDIC stinks. There's a lot of rot going on. They say when you fight corruption, corruption fights you. Now, the document you see in my hand is one of the ways the corruption engineers in Nigeria are fighting back. You know, each time you say you want to have a true change, like the one brought about by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you will have the change champions who will support him, but you have the change skeptics and the game changers who will frustrate all his effort to rid Nigeria of this mess. Now, this is the purported new act of the NDIC. And I tell you for nothing, this is Emefiele's act. I tell you because here they have taken away the powers of Mr. President in respect of the NDIC. Let me start by telling you the mandate of the NDIC. The NDIC is set up as an independent agency of government to ensure that depositors' money is protected in all the banks and all financial institutions, to protect it so that Nigerians can be protected from the misbehavior of bank directors, whether in conspiracy with the CBN or when they are acting alone. That is why the NDIC has been set up as an independent body to ensure that depositors do not cry even when banks fail. So there are 4 mandates. The first mandate of the NDIC is to guarantee Nigerians who have deposits in all these banks that relax, be calm, your deposit is safe. Number 2 is to inspect the banks, because prevention is better than cure. To go around the various banks and ensure that the banks are not messing around with depositors' fund, to ensure that creditors are, those who are borrowing money from the banks are those who have the capacity to pay, and to ensure that the bank is run in the right way to bring about the happiness and the wellness of depositors. That's our second mandate, to go to the banks and ensure that we prevent collapse. Now, the third mandate is whenever the central bank eventually declares that a bank has failed, the NDIC, without interference of anybody, should go there and resolve what is happening. What do? You begin to gather the data of depositors with the aim of ensuring that depositors get the sum that is meant for them. For example, if a microfinance bank fails, for instance, we first pay them 200,000. Even if they have more than that, we are going to liquidate the assets of the banks. We are going to go after those who are owing the bank, and we are going to now make sure that we pay back the balance. But I tell you, that is not what is happening now. They've taken over. The cabal have taken over NDIC, and they took this particular act to the former President Buhari 48 hours to his leaving office. They knew at that time that the man was so busy and he would not be able to read everything they have put here. Therefore, they got him to sign it. Now, I tell you another thing. Another fraud was committed. This document that was signed is materially different from the vote and proceedings of the National Assembly that passed it. When I was appointed, I told all Nigerians, I am not celebrating. I am going to be part of those who will work with Asiwaju to rid this country of mess. Do not congratulate me until I have left NDIC better than I met it. Therefore, no sooner than we were appointed by the president, waiting for confirmation, they quickly introduce a new bill, a law that will truncate everything that we wanted to do. So I participated in the National Assembly because as a lawmaker, I am a lawyer of over 30 years at the bar. So I know that whatever is passed by the National Assembly and assented to by the president will be what my board will implement. So I was interested in every detail of what they were passing. My God, what has happened now is completely different from what was passed. Let me tell you, not all Nigerians are corrupt. The National Assembly still has so many senators who are men of integrity. The House of Representatives, not all of them are corrupt. There are men of integrity. They knew at that time that if they introduce this section that I'm about to talk about to them on the floor, they will vote against it. So what did they do? It was hidden somewhere. It was not part of what was passed by the National Assembly. The National Assembly passed a board that will have the representatives of the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria to pretend over the affairs of the NDIC to ensure that the NDIC is able to discharge its duties. Now, it also gave Mr. President the free hand to appoint competent Nigerians who are capable of becoming managing directors and executive directors. You know what they have done now? They have tied the hands of Mr. President, and they said only someone recommended by Emefiele alone can be the managing director or the executive director. You know, in the previous act, Mr. President has the freedom to appoint any competent Nigerian to superintend over the affairs of the NDIC. Now,